Imagine your country scores a last-minute goal at the World Cup. The players run to the corner. The fans go crazy. For a few seconds, it feels like history has been made. Then suddenly, the referee puts his finger to his ear. VAR is checking. A few moments later, the goal is canceled. That exact kind of drama has already happened in the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Iran had a stoppage time goal ruled out against Egypt after VAR judged Shoja Khalilzada offside by an extremely tiny margin. That decision helped end Iran's dream of reaching the knockout stage for the first time. So today, let's break down one simple question. How does VAR actually work in the FIFA World Cup, and why is it still so controversial? VAR stands for Video Assistant Referee, but VAR is not a robot referee. It is not artificial intelligence making the final decision, and it is not supposed to re-referee every small foul in the match. VAR is a team of match officials watching the game from a video operation room. They have access to different camera angles, slow-motion replays, and special technology. Their job is to help the main referee correct a clear and obvious error or a serious missed incident. According to IFAB's VAR protocol, VAR can mainly help with match-changing situations, such as goals, penalties, red cards, and mistaken identity. The final decision still belongs to the on-field referee. That is the most important point. VAR can recommend, VAR can check, VAR can show replays, but the referee makes the final call. VAR does not check every throw-in, every normal foul, or every argument. It mainly checks 4 big categories. Number 1, goal or no goal. Was there offside? Was there a foul before the goal? Did the ball go out before the goal? Number 2, penalty or no penalty. Was there a foul inside the box? Was the offense actually outside the box? Was the penalty wrongly given or wrongly missed? Number 3, red card incidents. This includes serious foul play, violent conduct, or denying an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. Number 4, mistaken identity. This happens when the referee gives a card to the wrong player. In simple words, VAR is only supposed to step in when the decision could seriously change the match. That is why fans often get frustrated. They think VAR should fix every bad decision, but the actual rule is narrower. VAR is mainly for big, clear mistakes, not every 50-50 call. Here is how VAR works during a match. First, something happens on the pitch: a goal, a penalty appeal, a red card tackle, or a possible offside. Second, the VAR team automatically checks the incident. This is called a silent check. Most of the time, the match continues and fans may not even know a check happened. Third, if VAR sees a possible clear mistake, they talk to the referee through the headset. Fourth, the referee can either accept factual information from VAR, like offside, or go to the monitor for an on-field review. Finally, the referee makes the final decision and shows the TV signal. For factual decisions like offside, VAR can be very strict. If a player is offside by a toe, the goal can be disallowed. That is exactly why 2026 has already produced so much debate. At the 2026 World Cup, offside decisions are supported by semi-automated offside technology. This system uses player tracking, ball tracking, and connected ball data to help the VAR team identify the exact moment the ball is played and the exact position of the attacking player. FIFA describes the 2026 system as using skeletal and ball tracking data plus IMU ball data to support offside decisions. But here is the problem. Technology can tell us the line. It can tell us the position. But it does not make fans feel better when a goal is canceled by a tiny margin. For example, Colombia thought Davinson Sanchez had scored a stoppage time winner against Portugal, but the assistant referee raised the flag, VAR confirmed the offside, and the goal was ruled out by a very narrow margin. So VAR may be technically correct, but emotionally it can feel brutal. Now let's look at some real examples from the 2026 World Cup. Colombia versus Portugal. Colombia also had a late goal ruled out against Portugal. Davinson Sanchez headed the ball into the net in stoppage time, but he was judged offside. Replays showed it was a very tight call, described as offside by a toe. Again, VAR did what it was designed to do. Germany versus Paraguay. One of the biggest controversies came in Germany's round of 32 match against Paraguay. Jonathan Tah appeared to score an extra-time winner for Germany, but after VAR review, the goal was disallowed because Waldemar Anton was judged to have obstructed Paraguay's goalkeeper, Orlando Gil. FIFA refereeing chief Pierluigi Collina defended the decision, saying players and coaches had been informed before the tournament that attackers who deliberately obstruct opponents without playing the ball would be punished. Germany lost the match on penalties after a 1-1 draw, and the decision caused major anger and debate. This is a perfect example of why VAR is controversial. The technology showed the incident, but the argument was about interpretation. Was it really obstruction? Was it enough to cancel a World Cup goal? That is where football becomes complicated. But for fans, the question was, should football really cancel huge moments for margins this small? VAR was created to make football fairer, and in many ways, it does. It catches offside goals, it fixes clear penalty mistakes, it can correct red card decisions, it helps referees avoid huge errors. But VAR also has problems. First, it can kill the emotion of the moment. Fans celebrate, then wait, then sometimes the goal disappears. Second, tiny offside margins feel unfair, even when they are technically correct. Third, subjective fouls are still subjective. Slow motion can make small contact look worse than it really was. Fourth, people want consistency. If VAR intervenes in one soft foul but ignores another, fans feel the system is unfair. And finally, VAR does not remove controversy. It only changes the type of controversy. Before VAR, people argued about what the referee missed. Now people argue about what the referee saw on the monitor. So, how does VAR work in the FIFA World Cup? It checks major match-changing incidents. It helps the referee with video evidence. It uses technology like semi-automated offside. But the final decision still belongs to the referee. The 2026 World Cup has already shown both sides of VAR. For some decisions, it brings accuracy. For others, it creates anger, confusion, and controversy. VAR can tell us where the line is, but it cannot always tell us what feels fair. What do you think? Is VAR making the World Cup better, or is it taking away the emotion of football? Comment your opinion below and subscribe for more videos.